Good morning. So this one is facing the screen. The previous video said that the Tech Connect Zoom is not loading. So we'll go over the assignments. We have the Essay 5 coming up. It's going to be due later this week. I want to get some NetTutor receipts in as well. The more times you review your essay, the better. There's also rhetorical précis, and that's for week 12. Let's go to week 13. Week 13, we have a new essay, Essay 6, which is a research essay, and it's building on the previous essays 4 and 5. So take a look at the assignments that you've done so far and kind of build on that. So Essay 6 is a research-based essay. So if you found one specific thesis or argument or point that you wanted to investigate in Essays 5 and 4, and Essay 6, you're going to go further and dive into some research. So this means going to the library website, and on the left-hand side, there should be a link for the library. So you'll be able to find research material. There's the library link right there. You click on that, and that will take you to the Lassen Community College library page. On the left-hand side, you'll see these resources. You've got the library home, databases, citation help, library tutorials, how do I, about the library, tutoring, and research and subject guides. These links are really helpful. I can't emphasize it enough. So when you click on the database, that'll take you to a link that'll give you access to several thousand articles and essays and books about that specific topic. So if your point in the novel 1984 was about voice control, for example, something really specific, you can find, if you go to the database here, click on that. Now, the ProQuest is a good way of starting, but it may not have as much in-depth articles as you need, but it's not a bad way to start your inquiry. EBSCOhost is much more robust, and it'll have more defining features, so I'll show you that here in a second. What are the other ones? Gale Books is also good, depends on your subject matter. For this English class, it probably won't be as helpful as EBSCOhost. What else is there? Films on Demand, that's always fun. If you're a film major, great movies. Films on Demand, also Canopy, great movies. But for this essay, looking at the options here, probably the EBSCOhost is going to be the most helpful. Here it is. Now, again, as I mentioned before, ProQuest is a good way of starting a debate because it will give you the pro and con side of an argument, and it sort of gives a very succinct summary of something. But EBSCOhost is going to be much more in-depth and robust. So let's open up that. You'll need to log in as a student, and so on the upper right-hand side, there's a sign-in tab. There's also a folder where when you find your essays and articles, you can save them there. So when you save them, make sure that you use a heading that you'll recognize later on. So in this case, voice control was the subject. So we want to make sure that you got voice control as a heading for when you save these articles, and also the date. That's very important because as your research develops, you'll find that what you started looking at on November 4th may not be as relevant as November 10th research. So make sure you have a heading and a date when you save your articles and essays that you find in this folder, but you have to sign in first. So here's the bar. What I like about it is you can add multiple layers to it. I'll show you here in a second. You have ways of filtering out your search. I prefer to get the full text, and that way you don't have to go to another link to find the essay or article. I also like peer review. That means that the article or essay has been reviewed by scholars that have researched that very specific topic, in this case, voice control. What else do we have? Pages. publication date. I like to have articles and essays that are within 10 years or so. But you can see here in the publication type, academic journal, biography, blog posts, and it depends on what you're researching as to what's going to be the best resource for you. If you're writing an article, in this case a paper about voice control in social media, then maybe something like a blog post might be helpful because it's more current. A book is going to take, for example, a book may take 3 to 5 years before it sees publication, so it may not be as current. An academic journal is usually published several times a year, so that might be usable. A biography, like a book, is going to take a few years to several years to publish. That may not be as relevant. A conference paper is an essay or article that's presented at a conference of scholars on that specific topic. So if you're looking at voice control, maybe the conference paper might be helpful. Educational report, again, it takes a long time to collect the data and write a summary, so that may not be as useful for this paper. Encyclopedia is not current, but it is a very good resource. A government document might be useful, but it's not going to be current because it takes several years to create that document. A newspaper might be helpful for this topic, voice control, because it's daily, or usually it's published daily. A periodical, like the journal, is published several times a year, so that might be useful. A report, review, speech, if someone gives a speech, that could be useful for this topic of voice control, so forth. So you have the publication date. I would say the start year should be somewhere around 2014. That'll give you a publication of at least 10 years or newer. That's pretty relevant. Let's keep looking. What else do we have? Nope. Let's go back up here. And in the topic here, you can put voice control. So we've got voice control devices, voice control reporting, and voice control. So this is where you can add more. So let's click on search and see what we come up with. So this gave us 255 publications that are full text and peer-reviewed and are published in the last 10 years. So that's very helpful. Now you may find that when you look through, you skim through these articles, that maybe they're not exactly what you're looking for. So let's go back up here to the top, click on Advanced Search. Advanced Search. And that'll give you additional categories. These tabs on the left-hand side, you can open up and, or not to further define, narrow your research. So if you want voice control and social media, for example, and then even when you type in social media, you have all these options. So let's just start with social media. And you can have another subheading of the main search engine term, which is voice control. So social media is a secondary one, and maybe you want to put America to further define. Now you've got those. Voice control is the main search term. Social media, secondary. America, secondary. You could even add one more. Here's a tab over here to add one more. And you can add, let's say, colleges. College students. Okay, so now we've got voice control is the main search term. Social media, America, and college students. Let's see what we come up with. No results. So it's too specific. So in that case, let's delete college students. Search again. No results. Let's remove America. See what we come up with. Search. Okay, now we have 8 articles. And that might be usable for your essay. because it's not several pages long, and you want to have several articles you can resource. So this could give you 8 articles that you could read and use in your research essay. Now you may find that your search terms need to be more specific for what you're looking for. So maybe it's not voice control, maybe it's control of free speech is what you're trying to say. So you want to change that. So control of free speech. That's really what you mean. So now we've got 7 articles there. So that's perhaps a little more specific for what you're looking for, right? If it's control of free speech in social media. So let's close this tab down. Let's go back to the Canvas shell. So you have this library link on the left-hand side that's very helpful and has all these resources. You can also click on Citation Help. That'll help you cite it, whether it's MLA format or APA or Chicago. There's also library tutorials. If you have the ability to walk into the library and ask for help, that's recommended. But there's online resources that are great as well, which includes NetTutor, this link here, to get another review of your drafts as you continue writing your Essay 6. Essay 5, like I mentioned, is due soon. So keep revising that one and fine-tuning it. Make sure that the outline matches the essay, and your outline is a requirement for the essays 4, 5, and 6. So make sure that your outline is usable and conforms to what your essay is. So you should have in here important dates, maybe it's assignments, some sample essays, great sample essays here. Open this up, there should be many essays in this link. And these are all different styles of writing. You have cause and effect, narrative, definition, description, illustration, persuasive, process analysis. So I'm gonna go back to the home page. So we have week 12 ended, and essay 5 will be due soon. And essay 13 is going to start with a research-based essay. It's an analysis essay, and the proposal is due by the 10th. You're also going to have a rhetorical precis due, which is a 1 essay, and I want you to see how that essay is organized. Let's click on the link here. So this essay is 6 pages long, pretty decent size, MLA formatted. And your essay should have at least 2 in-text citations in each paragraph. So here we have a citation, not too long. You don't want large quotes dumped in your essay. It does nothing to help your analysis. Here's another quote. And here's the page number. This one used colon to introduce this quote. Make sure you have analysis in your integration in your context so the reader understands why you're including those quotes. So that's it for this week, week 13. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll respond within a few hours, if not by the next day. And I thank you so much. Bye.